Hey guys, this is Ryan with Grizzly Game Reviews, and here today I am bringing you part 2 of the review slash guide to getting the Hallowed title for your character in game for the World of Warcraft Halloween event for 2011. So in part 1 here, these videos here, I discussed the achievements that are needed to get the Hallowed title, as well as went over a little bit about the actual event itself, what's changed, what's new, as well as the first 2 quests. The biggest achievements that I discussed in that video were about the tricks and treats of both Kalimdor, Eastern Kingdoms, and Outland. So I mentioned that I would have maps drawn up for it, and I do in this video, so I will show you the route that I took that to me was the fastest, as well as briefly look at some of the other quests and some of the other rewards that you can get for turning in your tricky treats besides the ones that will go towards the achievements. Alright, so taking a look here, the first map is Eastern Kingdoms, and now I will recommend that setting your Hearthstone to Stormwind is the best idea for this, and of course I haven't mentioned it in the any of the previous video, but this is ideal for level 85. That is the fastest you will be able to finish it. That is when you will have epic flying and all that, and that's how quickly you can get around. You can still do it at any level, you just have to have both the flight pass obviously and the time sync. That would take longer to do that because you will find it the fastest level 85 with epic flying. So as well as the setting of your Hearthstone to Stormwind is good because that's essentially the main hub from where you're going to be leaving from. So as you can see, all the red circles here on the map indicate the towns that you have to go to for this first achievement for Trick or Treats of Eastern Kingdoms. So I started in Stormwind and then went right down to Goldshire, and then I made my way down to Sentinel Hill and Westfall, and then straight down to Booty Bay, and then came back up to, let's see, where was that? Back up to Duskwood, then Red Ridge, then went right up to Loch Modan, went over to, where was that? Caranos, then hit Ironforge, and then went to Westlands, Hinterlands, and ended up at the very top up there at Eastern Plaguelands. So I haven't mentioned it before, but I will mention it one more quick time here. All the inns that are in these locations here that you go to, with all the red circles around them, all you have to do is go inside. You'll see the marker on your mini map if you have quests brought up. But there'll be a big giant pumpkin filled with candy. All you do is right-click it and get the quest from it. That'll complete it. You can track this through the achievements. Your achievement folder there that you see the Eastern Kingdoms one. You'll see every time you click on the pumpkin and do it. You'll see the place that you got it from light up green. Alright, so now let's take a look at the Kalimdor map. And let me just point out up here, I know it probably looks a little confusing up in the left hand corner here, but the boat, you actually have to take the boat from Stormwind, the Eastern Kingdoms, over to Kalimdor if you are obviously Alliance. You have to take that boat over, and that'll land you right by Darnassus. So let me actually show you real quick the boat that you take from Stormwind. It's this one right up here, the one on the far left corner. You'll see all the night elves out front here. But you just run up to the end of the dock and just wait for it to show up, jump on, and it'll take you there. Alright, so let's take a look back here at the Kalimdor map. So how it's going to start out is you're going to want to go right to Darnassus, because that's where the boat's going to land. And then from there, just exit the capital city, run right over to Dalinar, and then you're going to come back, and then actually at the docks again, there's a boat there on the far right hand side of the Darnassus docks. It'll take you right over to Draenei Land, and that's where you will go over inside the Exodar, then make your way over to Azuremist, which is the little starting capital, or not the capital city, it's this little starting town like the Goldshire for Draenei, and then make your way over to Bloodmist Isle. And then you will come back, go past Exodar, take the boat back over from the Exodar over to Darnassus, and go across the water there to Darkshore, then fly over to Winterspring, and then we're going to start heading south now to Ashenvale, and then Stone Talon. That's one of the ones that doesn't pop up on the map, but you can find it there. Desolus, then you're going to fly straight over to Ratchet, and then you're going to go down to Dustwall, and there's actually 2 places there. There's Mudsprocket and Theramore, and then keep going down into Tanaris, followed by Silithus and Feralis. And now I did want to point out again that these can be tracked just like the ones of Eastern Kingdoms here, and under your achievements you can see which ones you're getting as you get them. And then also, while you're in these both Eastern Kingdoms and Kalimdor. Make sure you watch for the which ones that you have, because you need a total of 12 from Eastern Kingdoms and 16 from Kalimdor. So just make sure that you get both of those. And then hopefully you've had your Hearthstone set to Stormwind like I recommended. You're going to pop that, jump back to Stormwind, and then we're going to take the portal to the Blasted Lands, which can be found in the big giant tower in the Mage District there in Stormwind, and we will go get the tricks and treats done in Outland. For those of you that don't know, I'll give you a quick shot here of the portal that actually takes you to Blasted Lands. It puts you right outside of the dark portal, so that's the recommended way of travel to get there as quick as possible. Alright, so once you take that portal and run yourself through the dark portal here, we will, I'll bring up the map here for Outlands and how I took that route. Okay guys, so this first red line here that's indicating where the dark portal is in Hellfire, that's the first flight that you will just go right over to Honor Hold to start this whole chain here. So once you get the one in Honor Hold, you will either go to the Altar of Shatar or the Sanctum of the Stars. Those are the two blue circles there in Shadow Moon. You should be able to make that that gap there between Hellfire and Shadow Moon fine. If not, you can follow around the brim of the world there if you're a little unsure about it. But so whichever one, if you're Aldor or Scryer. If you're Aldor, you go to the Altar of Shatar. If you're Scryer, you go to Sanctum of the Stars. So you will go to either one of those, and then you will head over to the Neutral Alliance town there in Shadow Moon. And then from there, you'll make your way over to Terrakar Forest, and that is, I believe, the Alarian Stronghold there, then over up to Shatrath. And again, I put a blue circle around there to indicate it depends on which faction you're with. So Aldor or Scryer, you'll go up to their tier there and use the inn there. Then you will go down to Nagrand and then back up into Zangarmarsh. This looks like it may be a little bit confusing, but all it is really is that first place in Nagrand that I have circled. I just from there jumped over to Hellfire and grabbed that one real quick and then jumped back over into Zangarmarsh. So it's Zangarmarsh, Hellfire, back into Zangarmarsh to get the last 2 points, and at the Harborage up top. Then you're going to go up into Blade's Edge, hit those 3 points, right over to another storm, and end with Area 52, and then the Storm Spire. And then by that time, obviously, your Hearthstone will be back up, and you can jump back to Stormwind or wherever you want to go. It doesn't really matter, but those are the places for the achievement for Outland. Alright, so now I'm going to show you guys in this last little bit here the rewards that you can get from turning in the Tricky Treats to the 3 new vendors that are outside of Stormwind at the new questing hub. So first off here we have the wand vendor, and just he's one of the little orphans here who sells all the wands, and so those are the wands that will actually turn you into all the different things that you have to get for the achievement. Unfortunately, as I mentioned, you can't use them on yourself, so you need to get someone to actually do it for you like I did. That last vendor there, he was the mask vendor, so purchase all those. They're 2 treats apiece, and you'll get the mask for all occasions or achievement done like instantly. It's very, very easy, because by the time you do all the traveling that I showed you on the maps, you'll have more than enough treats to buy all those. Now the last vendor here, she's the one that has more of the I guess you would call them epic rewards, the ones that actually mean a little bit more. So she sells like the Sinister Squashling here. You can buy that to get the achievement, or if you are level 85 and you can do the Headless Horseman fight himself, you will have a pretty strong chance of winning the Sinister Squashling. I get it very often, as well as the Magic Broom that actually turns into a flying mount that I will show you real quick. And then there's also a little Wicker Man that you can get. He works as a almost like a fire. He just increases the spirit, I believe, by 4 for everyone that's standing around him. And there's also a cat that will fly around on a broom if you're mounted on your flying mount. If not, the cat will follow you around, and she has a little witch's hat on. So some pretty cool rewards here to get. Alright, so here's a quick shot of the Magic Broom mount that you can get, and it works just like a flying mount. So it's pretty cool. I thought they did a pretty good job with the model. It's kind of fun, you know. I like to pretend that I'm playing Quidditch, but hey, that's just me. Alright guys, that concludes part 2 here. I will be putting up part 3 shortly, and in that video you can expect to see both the fight of the Headless Horseman himself from my point of view, as well as my review for the Halloween event.
Wouldn't you like to see something strange? Come with us and you will see this our town of Halloween. This is Halloween.